What up, my dudes? Today I'm going to be doing a video you've probably seen 100 times, and that is ranking Death's discography. I consider myself a very large Death fan. They're probably my favorite band. However, I don't know like all the members that were in the band. I don't know the nitty-gritty details of everything, but I have listened to every single album. I know the general story. I'd say I'm like a sophomore when it comes to Death stuff. I'm not like a senior level when it comes to Death stuff. I'd say I'm like a sophomore, probably maybe a junior. Okay, so I get it, but I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, we're just gonna get right into it, starting with number 7, Spiritual Healing. This is my least favorite Death album. However, all of these albums are very important to me, but yeah, this one's a little bit weaker in my opinion. I don't come back to it nearly as often as the other ones. The title track I love. Living Monstrosity is cool. Low Life is awesome. Most of the tracks are okay, but it feels a little muddled. I don't really feel like I listened to it once and I'm like, okay, I don't need to listen to that for a while. But you can definitely tell where Chuck Schuldiner wants to go with the band. This is the first record after the 2 previously where he focuses more on real life issues, not as much like horror movie stuff or gore stuff or whatever. This is more real life, covering serious issues like abortion, like drug abuse, like religion, all these different things. It's not bad by any stretch of the term. It's just, I don't come back to it. It seems a little weak sauce, but you can see where the band wants to go. You can see where Chuck wants to go. Number 6, I'm putting the debut, Scream Bloody Gore. Man, this album's my back patch. I love the artwork. And I mean, for me, it didn't start death metal, but it really started kind of the trend of horror movie type of lyrics, really grisly type of vocals, really just intense playing. It's kind of thrashy. It's a bit simplistic. Most songs kind of blend in, but that kind of makes it nice. It feels like a full, complete record, and that's what makes it kind of cool. It's raw, it's barbaric, it's a lot of fun to listen to. I listened to this a lot over the summer when I first got into Death. When I think of summer, I think of Scream Bloody Gore, and that's cool. But yeah, I love the title track, Evil Dead is one of my favorites. Sacrificial is awesome, Mutilation. There's some other tracks that are okay, like Denial of Life and Baptized in Blood. But they're not horrible. Not horrible at all. Number 5, I'm picking a very, very controversial pick for number 5, and that is Symbolic. Yes, I know, Symbolic. I'm putting at 5. A lot of you are probably stopping the video right now, leaving a dislike, telling me how stupid I am. And just for me personally, I just don't come back to this record that often. It doesn't really hit me as much as other records do. But man, is this record phenomenal. Empty Words is probably my favorite, but I love Without Judgment. I love Misanthrope. And then you have the classics of the title track and Crystal Mountain and whatnot. But yeah, I don't really come back to it. That's the only problem. But the riffs are killer. It blends the brutality and technicality together perfectly. It really is a perfect record, but I just don't feel as much when I listen to it. I just don't get that thing that I want out of it, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I got to put it at number 5. So yep, I'm sure some of you are calling air drone strikes to my houses right now. So at number 4, we're going to put Leprosy. This was the first Death record that I picked up. Immediately, the cover just totally grabbed my attention. And right when the title track kicks off, I fell in love instantly. Yeah, I love the title track. I love Born Dead. Pull the Plug is the classic. Choke on It, I think, is kind of underrated. But yeah, this is a classic album. The kind of, I like in the CD booklet, it says that this record is death without the meat without the fat on the bone. You know what I mean? With it cut all the chunks and it's just got just pure death metal, and it's really fucking good. Yeah, the production is a little, but overall, I really love this album. I come back to it often. Many of the solos, many of the riffs, just everything about it is among my favorite. and it holds a special place because it's the first death record I picked up. So Leprosy, number 4. Moving on, we're going to put number 3, Individual Thought Patterns. For a long time, this was my least favorite death album, but as I've listened to it more and more and really just sat down, nothing's going on, just really listened to it, I'm like, oh my god, this is an amazing record. Yeah, I mean, I really love Inhuman Form, Nothing is Everything, and the title track, oh my god, that is such an underrated death song. I love the title track, it's so good. And then they have Andy from King Diamond doing leads, and ooh, man, he hits it every single time. Every single time I hear one of his leads, oh, it feels amazing. Yeah, this is definitely like, you know, you can tell that this is like just fits perfectly in right in between Symbolic, Inhuman. It's a little bit more technical, it's a little bit more progressive, but it's still, man, it's really got that punch to it. It really, every time I listen to it, I feel like I'm on a world on fire. It's crazy. Yeah, Individual Thought Patterns is really good. Just a lot of the tracks I don't think are classics. They don't stick around in my head, but every time I go back to it, my mind is blown. So I really like that aspect where it feels fresh every time I listen to it. So that's kind of cool. Number 2, we're gonna go to Human. Flattening of Emotions. Need I say more? That track is amazing. Incredible lineup, probably my favorite death lineup. I'm not gonna try and guess all the names right now and spend 5 minutes trying to think back of what I know and then pronounce Steve DiGerio's name wrong, which I just probably fucked that up right now. But anyway, yeah, See Through Dreams, Cosmic Seas, amazing. Secret Face is good too. I think I like the new direction. You can tell that this is what Chuck wanted to go after Spiritual Healing. The logo's even cleaned up. The album cover is different. It's more artistic. This album is just a pure classic. I really do think it's a trendsetter, and I really think it's one of those albums where people can look back and be like, that's where it starts. That's where the change starts. In music afterwards that listens to death, completely changed. It changed everything, in my opinion. My opinion for the track of death and for the track of music in general when it comes to metal. It really brought on the technicality and whatnot. In a more powerful way than, say, like Atheist or something like that. I guess the only con is that, you know, I've heard Together as One, Lack of Comprehension a million times, and they get a little stale after a while, but when I do come back to them after taking a break, they're always nice to listen to. So we're gonna go to number 1. And a lot of people probably won't put this at number 1, or a lot of people will. It's always between Symbolic and this one, I think. And I have to put The Sound of Perseverance. I love this album. This is probably my favorite album of all time. It's the most technical Death's ever gotten, but that does not mean that it loses such powerful bite to it. It really is just a perfect record in my opinion. The lineup I love. That's my favorite death lineup. The songwriting, the lyrics, I feel it. Oh, man, I feel like I'm going on a journey when I'm listening to it, and I love it. I really do love it. Every single song is incredible. Really, it's just incredible. And even the Painkiller cover, which feels a little out of place and kind of weird, is still kind of like one of the best covers ever made, you know. There's one con to this, and that is you can't listen to this in the background. You have to sit down and really listen to it because it's just so incredible. Flesh and the Power It Holds such a beautiful song, and Scavenger. I mean, every single track is incredible. I love this record. This is probably my favorite record of all time. Yeah. I feel like I could move stuff around, like Individual Thought Patterns in Human. I could probably switch back and forth. Scream Bloody Gore, I could probably switch back and forth with some stuff. But overall, yeah, Death, one of the most solid discographies of all time. Every single record is excellent. And if you have not listened to it, you should start with Scream Bloody Gore and just go chronological, because that's the best way to do it. Chuck Schuldiner was a genius. May he rest in peace. He created an incredible band, incredible discography that changed the world. and changed the course of heavy music forever. And yeah, I can't be more thankful than I already am about how much this music means to me and how important these records are to me. So so yeah, I ran a little bit longer than I wanted to, but yeah, that's my Death discography, man. I love this band. Definitely my favorite of all time, if not, equal to other things. So anyway, tell me what your Death discography ranking is. I would love to know that. I know people do this to death, but it really is an incredible discography, and if you haven't listened to it, please do. Really do it. Anyway, yeah, just let me know. Stay heavy, stay safe, all that good stuff. Have a great day, and I will see you later.